What's going on, Guardians? The Solstice of Heroes event has been in full force this past week, and I have successfully earned my majestic armor, waiting till the reset tomorrow, and then we're going to be able to fully masterwork it, because that's when Shattered Throne releases. I'm very excited about all of that. The Solstice of Heroes event has been good. There have been some problems with it, but I don't want to talk about that in today's video. At the end of last week, Bungie announced huge Shadowkeep news and huge news for the Destiny playspace and the Destiny sandbox moving forward into Shadowkeep, and I want to get to that news today. So, if you haven't already heard, Shadowkeep and New Light have been officially delayed until October 1st. Bungie has basically said that they need a little bit more time working on the final product, and that an extra 2 weeks would really help them. And overall, I think this is pretty good news. This is good news. However, I do have some concerns. It's great that Bungie is allowed now that they're self-publishing and stuff. It's great that they're officially allowed to delay things on their own terms, rather than having to work with a publisher and explain why they want to delay things to a publisher and possibly not get them delayed. The reason that is a good thing is because essentially it means for the consumer we get a finished product, as well as now we have a little bit more time to work on our moments of triumph. However, I think the Solstice armor is still locked at that. You have to earn the legendary set by August 27th. However, you get a little bit longer with the Moments of Triumph. The Moments of Triumph event now goes until September 17th, rather than that August 27th date that was set in the past. So, very good news. My one major concern about this delay is that this is the first time Bungie has been on their own creating a piece of content and publishing that piece of content for the Destiny universe. They've done it in the past, obviously, with Halo, although they were getting help from Microsoft. So this is really their first time as quote-unquote an indie dev developing and publishing a piece of content, and it's being delayed. So going forward, I don't think this can continue for Bungie, or it's going to lead to some issues down the line where, you know, things are going to get delayed and players are going to get upset overall. We're already seeing some concerns, obviously, related to Destiny 2, because Destiny has raid releases and stuff. People are upset because, you know, they probably already took that time, they already probably established that time off of work, that vacation time, so that they could play during that week and raid on that Saturday or whatever. So this is obviously upsetting to the player base, and going forward, Bungie has to get a good understanding of what they can do as a self-publishing company. So they need to get that in order for future releases. However, the fact that they can delay because they're on their own is also good, because it means as consumers we get a great product. There was some other major news in the TWAB. However, also there were some great screenshots from the Shadowkeep, and I'll leave a couple of those on screen. We have one where there's really cool armor sets, like haunted astronauts almost, or like, I don't know, evil astronaut armor. It's really cool. I like that one a lot. So some really good images and stuff. Obviously, we're currently in Solstice of Heroes, and next week is the Shattered Throne, so it'll start tomorrow. Make sure if you want to get your gear masterworked prior to Shadowkeep release, or make sure if you want to get your stuff masterworked this week, then if you want that all the masterworks this week, then you're going to want to run Shattered Throne, you're going to want to have that legendary gear. My understanding is you can masterwork it after Solstice of Heroes, but I'm not completely sure. I think once you get the legendary stuff, you're fine, and you can masterwork it anytime after that, though. There's also some other major news that I'm really excited about. We have some major changes coming in Destiny 2 Update 2.5.2.2. That'll release September 3rd. That's going to be the release date. And so some of the things that we're going to cover, some of the things that are in this Destiny 2 update are the Moments of Triumph are being extended to the September 17th. So specifically, I think it's that title that players can chase. I think you can get that now up to the 17th, but I'm not sure. Gambit Prime and Reckoning weapon drop rates are being changed. The weapon drop rates are being highly increased, and they're going to create a bad luck protection to guarantee a gun drop after a set amount of runs. That basically is like our current Nightfalls. The Nightfalls have this bad luck protection thing, where after running a certain number of Nightfalls, you are guaranteed a weapon drop or a Nightfall specific item drop. In this case, it's going to be the weapon drops, so you'll finally be able to farm your spare rations, farm your 1-2 punch shotguns. Reckoning will actually be a fun activity to farm, especially with the new news that they're tuning the Reckoning difficulty so that it's more welcoming for when you're hunting rewards. So I think overall, the activity is going to get much better. I wouldn't be surprised if it becomes similar to the Menagerie, where it's much easier to complete and almost impossible to fail. That's what I'm really hoping for when it comes to the Reckoning. And then if it does come to that, I will be farming 4 spare rations. Some other changes to quickly go over: the Prey-Tech schematics no longer have a daily lockout, and you have better chance for getting weapons that you don't already own. I think this specifically is for the Wayfarer title. You need to collect all of the Prey-Tech weapons, so this is pretty nice for people who want to go get that title. Mountaintop and Wendigo Pinnacle quests will become more accessible. Specific quest objectives will be tuned based on player feedback. So I think either for Mountaintop specifically, or for Wendigo and Mountaintop, I have a feeling that the double kills sections are getting changed, and I'm not sure if that either means tuned so that it's easier to get them, or not tuned to easier, tuned so that you have to get fewer of them, or tuned in a way that they're just that part of the quest is being changed completely. So I'm not sure. Currently, if you're close to either of them, I would just go and get them because you still have a month before this patch comes out. But if you haven't started the Mountaintop quest, or you haven't started the Wendigo quest, and you've barely just started them, I would wait until these changes come and focus on farming other things in the game. Focus on your Solstice armor and stuff like that. Finally, to round off some of the changes, they're going to add another Iron Banner to this season, so there will be a 4th Iron Banner. So if you want to finish that event quest, you'll have more time to do it. In a previous patch, they said that the event quest will become easier for both sword kills and grenade kills. As well, we are getting an increased Valor and Infamy booster at the end of the season, at the end of September, as well as we're getting Mayhem. So some fun things to look forward to at the end of September after all of these changes have gone through. And then finally, the Menagerie chest will become more rewarding for when this update goes live on September 3rd. This is really exciting because I think there was a pretty good understanding that the players understood that 5 to 8 drops per Menagerie run was too much, and there was also an understanding from the players there was an understanding from Bungie, 5 to 8 drops too much. From the players' end, 1 drop wasn't enough, so hopefully we'll come to like a middle ground of 2 or 3 drops per run. That would be really nice. And then on the week of the update, so that would be September 3rd to September 10th, they're going to have a community challenge of sorts. It says we'll be hosting a community challenge of sorts. Stay tuned for more details. It's the beginning of August now. Those details will probably come out closer to the end of August or middle of August. Which means that, it's pretty cool. I don't think they've ever hosted community challenges in the past. They've had Bungie bounties and things like that, but this seems to be pretty different. Hopefully, at least. Hopefully it's not something as basic as a Bungie bounty. But yeah, so overall, that's the news from the TWAB. Again, those pictures were really cool from Shadowkeep. I'll flash a couple more on here. I'll show off the kind of roadmap for the end of Season of Opulence, the extended roadmap. And overall, the delay is a good thing. going forward, Bungie really needs to understand their timeline as a self-publisher, and as their, own individual entity and own individual creator. They're going to need to figure that out for the future so that this kind of delays don't continue to happen. And then finally, Luke Smith said he's going to release a state of the game kind of discussion, probably either blog post or kind of almost essay type thing, either probably towards the middle or end of this coming week, which will be really excited to read. Probably have a lot of juicy information about the future of Destiny, and hopefully some information about Armored 2.0. Otherwise, that's all from the TWAB. That's all of the huge Destiny news. I know I'm late with a bunch of it, but I wanted to get this out there anyway, kind of show my opinions and thoughts. And overall, I'm really excited for the Menagerie changes and for the Reckoning changes. I want to farm both of those once again. And in the meantime, what I'm going to be doing is working on my Solstice armor and trying to farm for a God Roll Kindled Orchid with Rampage and Kill Clip. Otherwise, I will see you guys in another video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and have a good one. Bye.